Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel The Aviation Guy. Today in this video I'm going to tell you a story which is quite shocking and amazing. This story is of Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency who stole a MiG-21 aircraft from Iraq. To understand this amazing story, please watch this video till the last. Okay, let's start this video. Operation Diamond. Operation Diamond was an operation undertaken by the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency. Its goal was to buy a Soviet-built Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-21 fighter jet aircraft, the most advanced Soviet fighter plane at that time. The operation began in mid of year 1963 and ended on 16th August 1966 when an Iraqi Air Force MiG-21 flown by the Iraqi defector Munir Redfa, who landed the MiG-21 aircraft at an air base in Israel. Israel and the United States were able to study the design of the plane. That's why these both countries were demanded this most advanced aircraft of that time. The MiG-21 fighter jet was the most advanced Soviet-built military aircraft which was commonly used by the Arab Air Forces and Soviet Air Forces in Asia, making it the main threat to the Western Air Forces at that time. The first attempt to acquire the aircraft was conducted in Egypt by Mossad agent Jean Thomas. Thomas and his group were ordered to find a pilot who would agree to fly the plane to Israel, and Mossad offered $1 million to the pilot for this mission. However, their first attempt was unsuccessful. The Egyptian pilot, which was contacted by Jean Thomas, he informed the Egyptian authorities about Jean Thomas' interest in the MiG-21. Then Jean Thomas, his father, and 3 other people were arrested by the Egyptian authorities and charged with the espionage. Thomas and 2 other people were hanged in December 1962. The other 3 members of the group also received long prison terms by the Egyptian government. After the failure of first attempt in Egypt, Mossad agents decided for implement this mission in Iraq, but this second attempt also got failed. Mossad agents ended up by killing 2 Iraqi pilots who refused to cooperate with them in order to keep them quiet for some time. In 1964, an Iraqi man, Yusuf, contacted Israeli intelligence services in Tehran at a time when Israel and Iran still had diplomatic relations. Since he was 10 years old, Yusuf had worked as a servant for a Christian family. His girlfriend's friend was married to an Iraqi pilot named Munir Redfa. Munir Redfa was a pilot of MiG-21 in the Iraq Air Force. Munir Redfa was annoyed that his Christian roots prevented his promotion in the military because he wanted to become a squadron leader. He was also upset that he had been ordered to attack Iraqi Kurdish people. Yusuf understood that Redfa was ready to leave Iraq. A female Mossad agent befriended with Munir Redfa. He told her that he was forced to live far away from his family in Baghdad. He was not trusted by his commanders and allowed to fly only with a small few tanks because of his Christianity. He also expressed his admiration towards Israelis, which was few against so many Muslims. Munir Redfa was persuaded to travel to Europe to meet with Israeli agents. Mossad chief Mir Amid himself observed the meeting between Redfa and intelligence officer using a peephole. Munir Redfa offered for $1 million Israeli citizenship and full-time employment in Israel in exchange for stolen the MiG-21 aircraft for the Israelis. Redfa's condition about smuggling all his relatives out of Iraq were accepted. Later, Redfa traveled to Israel to see the airfield he was going to use to land the plane. He also met with the commander of Israeli Air Force. They discussed the dangerous flight plan and its path. Numerous Mossad agents were sent to Iraq to assist the transfer of Redfa's wife's wedding, their 2 children, his parents and a number of other family members out of the Iraq. Betty and their two children went to Paris for what she thought was a summer vacation. Munir Redfa, who promised to prepare her for what was going to happen, told her nothing when Betty was contacted by Mossad again, who had her new Israeli passport. She initially became very upset and threatened to contact the Iraqi embassy before she calmed down. The other family members were taken to the Iranian border where Kurdish people helped them to cross into Iran, from where they were taken to Israel. For taking the MiG-21 aircraft from Iraq to Israel, Munir Redfa had to cross from two countries, Jordan and Syria, without detected by their radar by flown the MiG-21 aircraft at a very low altitude, which was quite dangerous. The opportunity to defect came on 16th August 1966. While Redfa was flying over northern Jordan, his plane was tracked by the Jordanians' radar. The Jordanians contacted Syria but were reassured that the plane belonged to the Syrian Air Force and was on a training mission. When Redfa's plane reached Israel, he was met by two Israeli Air Force Dassault Mirage, which escorted him to a landing at Hetzor Air Force Base, Israel. Later at a press conference, Munir Redfa said that he had landed the plane on the last drop of the fuel. Soon after his defection, Redfa's MiG was renumbered 007, reflecting the manner in which it had arrived. Within a few weeks, the Israeli aircraft took off again with Israeli test pilot Danny Shapira at the controls on the first of many test flights. The jet's strength and weakness were analyzed and it was flown against Iraqi Air Force fighters, eventually training Israeli pilots to deal with the aircraft. In May 1967, Director of CIA Richard Helms said that Israel had proven that it had made good use of the aircraft when on 7th April 1967, during aerial battles over the Golan Heights, the Israeli Air Force brought down 6 MiG-21 of Syria without losing any of its Dassault Mirage 3S aircraft. In January 1968, Israel loaned the MiG-21 to the United States of America, which evaluated the jet under the Dognet program. The transfer helped pave the way of the Israeli acquisition of the F-4 Phantom fighter aircraft, which the Americans had been reluctant to sell to the Israel. I hope you all like this story, and if you like this story then like the video also and subscribe my channel. See you soon with my new video.